Here on this DeBacco University video, we're going to look at the most simple form of carbon dioxide dosing, and that's with a timer release here to be able to calculate the duration and frequency carbon dioxide will be added to the growing area. All right, let's look at carbon dioxide timed release for cannabis production. Well, first off, by far, this is the least expensive option. By simply attaching a carbon dioxide regulator or even a CO2 generator to a timer, the grow space can be enriched with carbon dioxide. And what these are basically are cycle timers, and you set for how long you want the timer set to be on, and then for what duration of time you want it to be off for, and the sensor or the timer will go through and regulate that throughout the entire duration. Now what we're noticing here is what I like about this one, it has a light sensor. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through its cycle timer sequence when it senses that photocell, since there's enough light there. Other timers will just go through 24 hours a day. This one actually has a nice little a light sensor to ensure you're only going to be dosing carbon dioxide during the light cycle, which is when plants can actually utilize it. However, a word of caution. Without monitoring the carbon dioxide levels, this can cause uncertainty. The levels could be too high or too low without you knowing it. You will be providing only an estimation of the carbon dioxide levels in your grow space. A carbon dioxide detector should be installed to avoid potentially dangerous conditions, which is above 5,000 parts per million of carbon dioxide to human health. Otherwise, you're just taking random guesses as far as what the carbon dioxide levels are actually. Now, adjustments during the growing cycle. So if you are using this timer-based system, keep in mind that as plants grow, they'll be consuming more carbon dioxide. So you want to make adjustments during the grow cycle. When plants are smaller, they're going to be using less. As plants get larger, you might want to up either the duration or the frequency that you'll be dosing the area with carbon dioxide enrichment. Now, basic controller is highly recommended over a timer. Even getting a simple or very basic timer, this can help provide a much more accurate form of carbon dioxide delivery. Want that controller because it offers many advantages over estimations of just a simple timer. I'll have it on for this and off for this duration. Even the most simple or basic of CO2 controllers can be much more advantageous over a timer. For consistency in a grow setup, the cost of a timer should be factored in so the rest of the cost of setup equipment can be maximized. So initially, some of these controllers may cost more than your cycle timers, but in the long run, it can actually save you more money and also create a better growing environment overall. So if our goal here is to maximize cannabis yield in the end, over the course of a growing cycle, cannabis plants will become many times larger than they were at this very small propagation stage, so it will be difficult to make these adjustments with a timer as the growing season progresses. If you have a controller that's sensing the environment, you can automatically make those adjustments, make those changes to ensure the environment, at least from carbon dioxide enrichment standpoint, is consistent to your plants over the entire growth cycle, maximizing their yield, assuming all other factors are not limiting. And this small additional investment early on can produce big yields in the end of your growing cycle. So it's important to investigate all options. Yes, timers are great if you want to explore initially, but a controller-based system with or even without fuzzy logic would be highly recommended over a cycle timer dosing system.